Hey, Matt. It's been a
Hey,
while.
Robin, how's it going, buddy?
Fantastic. I think we meant to do this last week, but long weekends and stuff like that get in the way. End of summer, which is sad to see transitioning into a new season. Not looking forward
Yeah.
to
Well, I
the.
know it's last time we did this was last summer.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I stole your joke. I know. uh, do you know what? We're not going to fool around too long here. Let's just get right into it. We also have someone who's joining us today, so I'm going to pull him into the broadcast. So here is Denis. Denis Grimard. Denis,
Grimard.
I'm going to butcher your last name. Grimard?
That was probably the worst
Give it to
intro
me, then, buddy.
anybody's ever gotten. It's like, introducing the one and only. Again. It's like, my name is a mouthful. I grew up on the prairies, and I played a lot of hockey. And whenever they would call the kids out onto the ice, they'd be like, "Here's Bob Smith. Here's Tom. Whatever. Here's Robin.
Don't do it. Let me do it. I think I got it this time. R.Mordasiewicz.
Wow.
No,
You did it.
did I close?
Did
I do it?
I'm not even sure if
Awesome.
I do it right, but I think you did it better than me.
My brother-in-law's in sound too, so he's been coaching me voice stuff.
Okay.
So I've been trying to take the So if I do that, like
hard.
we'll get one of those shock things where you guys can like.
Yeah, that's a hard habit to break. But when you go back and watch yourself on a recording or something like that, that's when it becomes painfully obvious.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I noticed that about a week ago on my tongue, so I've been trying to stop that. See, I just did it there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple things. I put in the original cast that we were talking about. I don't think I threw it in this one. Nginx and Nginx around the world.
Matt, you're crackling.
Yeah, that happens. I'm going to have to switch over mics. So we're talking about Nginx. Can you make that out?
Yeah. So,
And Robin, you take over while I switch mics, buddy.
sounds good. Yeah. So, Dennis, you are in Seattle. Nginx is a company that used to be a competitor of ours, and we've recently made an acquisition. And every year, F5 has a conference, and now that we acquired Nginx, they're having their conference. We haven't merged the two companies in every way, and they still run their conference, which they're doing this week. At the agility conference that F5 runs, it's there's a full day of training kind of thing, a couple days of training, and we all participate in delivering those classes. And there's a huge emphasis on in interactive labs and stuff like that. And the conference is, typically you might see 4 or 5 employees, some solution architects or product managers, or it's mostly solution architects like you and I. I don't know how many years you've done agility, but it's a long history of conferences. So there you are in Seattle to see the first Nginx conference, and I keep saying, this like we should have like a ding ding or like a
dollar counter.
How about now? Hey, wait. If I'm gonna at least it won't crackle now? Am I close?
Sounds perfectly fine. Yeah.
Good. We'll worry about how in sync my lips are with my words later another day.
So the conference is actually, it's kind of different than ours because they have the training on day 1, and then they have the conference day 2 and 3, and training again on day 4. So it's bookending it. I kind of like that. Training is bookending the conference.
Yeah.
So what did you see today? Because it kicked off today. I know I got the emails.
Today was training. So today was labs. So it was hands-on lab and instruction today.
Okay. And I got to bring this up too. So it's Nginx Conf?
Nginx Conf, but not Nginx.conf, because it used to be Nginx called Nginx.conf. But apparently when people tried to search for it to attend it, all they got was the config file. That's Nginx's default config file. So they just put it to Nginx Space Conf now, and
Nice.
so you can find it. And so this was the last minute booking for me, as I just got approval kind of Thursday to come. So it was a quick get some flights and a hotel room, and so my hotel is like a half hour away from the conference.
Nice. But note to audience trivia right there.
Yeah.
.conf or conf.
That's right.
Lots of little tidbits.
Yeah.
And how many times have you guys heard different ways of Nginx since we bought it? I've had some people say Nginx, which sounded kind of funny to me.
My favorite is Nginx.
I've heard that too.
Hey, Matt, can you get rid of the banner so we can see Dennis's nice, beautiful collar shirt?
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
Looks skinnier now there.
See, I'm talking to a whole crew of different people than you guys are. I'm mostly talking to sales or channel people, and they're like, "Engine who?" And that's usually what I get. Engine who? Engine what?
I got that too.
Salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Salespeople. But
sounds like water running. We're going real pro here tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, figuring things out as we go along. Actually, we had no plans for actually doing this until a few hours ago before dinner. But and I think you kind of used the cliche, Matt, is like, don't let perfection stand in the way of completing something. But we're all learning here, right? And the idea is if we keep doing it, we get better and better and more interesting.
So what the saying is, don't let perfection be the biggest enemy of pretty good. Right? I think
that's exactly how that saying goes. Yeah.
Don't let your mediocrity trash your dreams.
So that's Robin totally calling me out, going, "You, whatever. That's not at all what you're talking about."
It's close enough. It's close enough that it's perfect.
Yes. Whoa.
So Nginx used to be a competitor of ours, but they were often found in areas of the network where we didn't really see a buyer or a use case, or it was hard for us to compete in a use case. We see, now that we are, all under the same umbrella, the conversations that we have with customers include a lot more of the DevOps people from the application side of things that are kind of like, they like to solve problems on their own. They like to go to a website and download something and finish a project very quickly, whereas the life cycle of and the ownership of an F5 platform was a little more serious. It's a fairly feature-rich product, but it's also got a more considerable investment. So a lot more time and thought goes into a project when F5 is involved. I think this has really opened up the conversation in interesting ways to people that we aren't used to talking to. I'm not sure if you see that in your area, Dennis. You cover Western Canada.
Yep, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then Edmonton. So I'm having more conversations around Nginx, but it's still a different target audience for me. So we're still working on that. And up until a month ago, it was kind of keep it separate. If you kind of stumble on an opportunity, work it, but pass it off. But now I think we're working it together. So I think we're going to see probably in our new year, right? So F5's new year is October 1st. So I think we're going to see a lot more of those synergies and go to market shared strategies happening and see I think we'll see the integration start being developed and getting deeper. And I'm really looking forward to that, because I think that's when we're going to start really seeing the weight of F5's brand name with Nginx's across the board, right? Instead of it being the developers know Nginx and how awesome the website is, lightweight, right? Good for clouds, and F5's master time availability, scalability, all those things, right?
Yeah. It almost feels like, there's a certain amount of excitement that goes into, not to say that, I have a new job, but it kind of feels like a new job. You know what I mean? Because not only am I talking to new customers, but I'm talking about new things.
Yeah.
But I also suddenly I have hundreds of new coworkers that are going to change the way this company operates.
Yep.
So it's kind of exciting from that perspective, right? Like I've been
changing
working
at a different speed probably too.
We just found a new Nginx guy that works in Toronto.
Oh wow.
He just transferred from Ireland. So he was Nginx in Germany, then Ireland, now here.
Wow.
So we'll have to rope him in sometime to have a chat. Hey,
yeah.
So Dennis, I don't know that you know about this, but there not only do we have the Nginx, so F5 has everything going on this week everywhere. So in Seattle, not only do we have Nginx, but we also have our Aspire conference, which is first year of like customer partner conference, different from Agility, which you guys were talking about earlier. So that starts tomorrow. So there's a bit of an overlap with the two conferences, but I think before the purchase happened, the planning for Aspire was happening, and Nginx this is when it happens every year. So I imagine next year maybe they'll try and do it a bit different. However, that's not all there is going on. If you think that's enough already, there's also we lost Dennis. But that's okay. Dennis is probably getting his food, I guess. Right?
Really bad. Yeah, he'll probably just have to hit refresh on the browser. Something.
Here he is. He's talking, but he's not.
I think you have to add him back in.
Oh, I do. I know. There he is.
Sorry
and welcome back, Dennis.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm glad you agreed to that while you were gone.
Yeah.
Oh, my video
That's
just
like
stopped
conference
moving.
called Bingo number 1. Everybody check your square off. Make fun of the guy who couldn't hear, couldn't speak up.
Yeah.
So I was saying there's also an Nginx show in Toronto on the 11th. Wednesday.
Road shows. Yeah, there's so much activity happening. I mean, typically the fall is a very busy time of the year anyways, but I mean, people coming back from summer, and I always feel like it's a ton of bricks is just kind of dumped in front of you. It's like, hurry up and build a house and get it all done. It's like,
especially today. Everyone's doing everything today.
Yeah.
And then also we have Montreal in 2 weeks or next week on the 18th. So anybody out there who is listening, let me know if you're going to be there, because if you're going to let me know, I'm going to be there with you. So
do you have,
so we know.
So it's a CrossCanada Roadshow. It's more than just Montreal and Toronto, isn't it? Or
Nope. We are just doing Toronto and Montreal are the two spots that we're hitting in Canada, but they have the roadshow all over North America too, like New York, Atlanta, Chicago, I think.
Right.
I don't know that they're doing one in Seattle because we are doing the conference there. But up and down the coast as well too. So there's, I think, 11 or 12 of them in total in North America. So those are the efforts too that are kind of going around to kind of really help people understand the bridging the divide. Ooh, you know what?
Ooh, nice.
I thought of something that we probably shouldn't talk about, but I think competition is such a fun thing. As long as it's kind of respectful.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I should bring it up, but I'm really excited about some other vendor partners out there that were really alliance partners with us, and we didn't have really any overlap, but we complemented each other really well. To the fact that this company now made some acquisitions as well too, so we're like direct competition too, and it's getting nasty. I don't know if we should say who it is or if we should just let the internet find it themselves. I think we should just let them, but I'm excited for it. I think that's kind of fun, but as long as I think there's always space and room to really share and complement as well. And having that bit of competition actually, in my mind, makes it fun and makes it more exciting and really like drives me harder to kind of really find out more about it. So internet, you can go and find out what it is, but I know that both sides are taking shots. So it's kind of, I think it's interesting. Should we say, or can we say it?
Well, I mean, there are some things that are just common knowledge. If you Google it, I mean, I don't think we have to be careful about talking about what is already in the public domain, but whether or not it's competitive or not, or respectful, there's different levels of competition, right? So from an investor's standpoint, I mean, of course, there's a lot at stake, and it's more serious, but it's really a small community, and we've all got friends that work at different companies, and there's, I don't want to say it's a revolving door, but people come and go. The lifetime of an IT professional is maybe, on average, you say 5 years, but you'll sometimes see people, your coworkers become your competitors, and at the end of the day, you all go out for beers together and have a good time. And you want to see everybody, you want to see your competitors doing well as well, right? So
I agree, but it gets personal, man. Like I read a couple of these things, I was like, eesh, wow, these guys.
I've got a competitor that's moving into my space now based out of Saskatoon, so it's going to be interesting. I've never really had that in the prairies before, so we'll see.
But you have a bake-off, you said?
What's that?
You do? Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
Yeah, I've got a partner, like a competitor to ours, coming into, like, they hired a sales guy out of Saskatoon to cover Man Sask, so it's going to be interesting to have local competition, because I've kind of had that to myself. I've been kind of unique that, Saskatchewan hasn't had, much partner,
So now you got to work for it. You have
to step up your game, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It is. That's what I mean. Like, it makes you kind of like a little more fired up to kind of learn a bit about what it is that's happening. And you're like I'm like, oh, that's pretty deep. I'm like, oh, that cut hurts. I'm like, I got to check this out. Like, what's the real story here? Like, let's find it out. I'm in it.
And if they're slinging stuff around, you got to find out, is it real? And, what are their strengths and weaknesses, and what are ours? And well,
being in this business for such a long time too, that I've been on the side where I stand back and I sell all the products and talk about all of them, and every single one in some scenario from one perspective or another one pulls out that sheet that says, right here it says I'm number one. Right here it says that this guy's number one too. So a really perspective, I guess, is the key too. And really, so you guys would know this best too, is really understanding the customer and having that conversation to know what does fit.
It's relationship, right? Selling is a lot of relationship more than everybody's got products, right? It's how you handle things when things are going bad, right? Every product, I've been on the customer side for many years. Every product has its, warts. Ours just have less, but it's what happens when the customer is facing adversity because something went down. Even if it isn't yours, it's still, they might, blame you or you might be part of the problem. But, facing up to it and just helping them through it, I think that's helped me a lot in the years. Even when it wasn't our stuff, get a call from customer or partner and, we're down, but we need help, and we're just reaching out to anybody that'll help us. And so if you help them through that, I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, you're right. If you're there for them, and I always find that if you take the high road and you're just there to put your best foot forward and do your best to highlight the strengths of your product, that goes a long way. Longer, I think it's more meaningful than coming into a meeting and being armed with all of the warts that your competitors have and trying to point out the competitors' flaws. So I try to avoid that at all cost. And in some cases, we've all worked with those competitors' products at some point, and some of them are pretty good, right? And I'm not scared of saying, like, if I go, I work for service providers, so service providers are never a one vendor solution either. They need their vendors to complement each other, right? So it's in my best interest to have a good competitor that's going to have a good, stable product so that we can collectively provide a solution, right?
Definitely.
100%. Cool. So
is the way we work with other vendors too, right? Like, even our competitors, we have iApps that, work with our competition. Like, I think that's saying, we realize we're not a one solution for everything. We have to work with other people in the real world. How does your other vendor feel about that? Are they making solutions to help their competitors succeed? Because, we want to work with as many as possible because it makes our solution, deeply ingrained and supportable.
Mm-hmm. So we're coming up on the 20-minute mark here, Matt. This is a new record for us.
Oh,
This is okay. So this you're probably right. It's a good time to wrap. But so lesson learned from last time. Let's not commit to 2 weeks. Let's just commit to like we're going to do this whenever we can, as often as we can.
Yeah,
just get it done. Yeah, that's the way to get better for sure. You know, I was just looking at the Nginx Conf website, and I noticed that they're going to be live streaming it as well. So this is, I mean, live streaming is obviously nothing new, but it's something that we kind of expected, you know, from gamers and stuff like that. But now we see these tools being used by tech companies, and which makes a lot of sense because, you know, as gamers are maturing and getting jobs in tech companies, they're starting to make decisions and influence how we, you know, how communications are held with customers and stuff.
Especially what Robin and I do. So that's my cue right there, isn't it, Robin? You want to see the gamer mode? Watch this. Boom.
You got some tricks to show us? Oh, there we go. Twitch.
Gamer mode. Boom, boom, boom,
boom. So who's on tap for streaming tomorrow? Is it we've got Francois?
Yeah.
Gus Robertson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashley Serene,
so let's make a note here, Rob, between you and I. Let's remember. So I'm going to add the details in this. Oh, this is pure YouTube right here coming up right below. I'm going to throw in the description. I'm going to throw some links. Okay. Oh yeah, I've been dying to do that. I'm going to throw in the local conferences in Canada. Actually, it's the local conferences for all North America. And the one link that I'm going to put in, we will put in the live stream for the Nginx conference, right? And there was one other thing I thought we would put in there too, but I can't remember. Those two for sure, though.
Okay.
Makes sense. Dennis, anything else? No.
This is good. Who's your who's going to be your the speaker you're most excited to see, Dennis?
I like hearing Francois. He's a good visionary and he's well-spoken man.
Yeah, he is. He does a great job of presenting.
Yeah, I like Kara as well.
Yeah, I was going to say I think that would be the highlight for me. Is Kara's she's just very technical. You know what I mean? And she's got she's just a visionary that knows you know where things are going and where we need to get to be in line. And
Oh, so I got a question. Is F5 Labs on the agenda?
F5 Labs? I don't think there's anything.
No F5 anything, I think.
No.
Well, that's actually a good distinction, is because we're all F5 now, right?
Sure. F5 Nginx and F5 Big IP.
Yeah, and so we have to kind of learn to modify the way we talk about our companies now. And so there's an F5 is the umbrella company, and then there are products under that, right? And so Nginx, and there's Big IP, and then we will have other products as well. But
research teams. I see. I thought we were getting into. So we're gonna. This is gonna go long, but I'm gonna cut it. I thought we were gonna go into like our favorite speakers at F5 because I have a few too, and most of the people on the F5 Labs team kill. Actually, and the F5 Labs, even like here in Canada, Peter Scheffler is awesome. We should get Peter Scheffler to come sit with us too one day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And, like just grill him about the F5 Labs stuff too.
I'm sure he's just sitting there watching us, just dying to log in and say hi.
He's in Seattle actually because he's here for Aspire. So
that's great.
Yep, he could have joined.
Yeah, he was in Calgary last week too, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Calgary and Winnipeg last week.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
One other note is Ashi Serene, the director of engineering at LinkedIn, is going to be doing a keynote as well.
Oh, that's right.
And LinkedIn just added live streaming to their platform. So it's just a matter of time before you see F5 streaming on LinkedIn, hopefully.
Yeah.
Robin, by the way, I already asked if they would let us. And they're like, who are you?
We might need to up our game a little bit here.
No, we don't. Actually, no way. Our skills are great. If we want to do the streaming that I've seen, we're going to have to stream off my phone.
Okay.
That's how you, that's like legit. This is
Yeah.
this is just too much for everybody else.
Well, we do have a in the new tower in Seattle. I haven't been there myself, but maybe you can send some pictures, Dennis. But apparently, there's like a huge studio now where we're fully equipped for doing high quality presentations, live streaming. More
We
of
can
that.
do a live stream tomorrow while I'm at the conference, and I'll show you.
There we go. See, I have that. Robin and I have that right in our homes, though, too. That's just the culture that we're setting forth here at F5.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So let's wrap it. We're gonna YouTube stuff. We're gonna throw down in the description links and everything. I'll edit that after we finish, so people can check out the live stream. And then, if you want to register for any of the shows across North America for Nginx, and I'll throw out contact info there if you guys want to talk. Anyone has ideas too, let me know. Cool.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks for joining, Dennis. Robin, it's been a pleasure.
Matt,
MattMan and Robin.
See you guys.
Yeah, we got to sign off our broadcast. See you guys. Peace.
Bye.